What is going on, everybody? This is Nick here at Y480. We are back in NHL 16 via GM with our Montreal Canadiens. And last episode, we got up to free agency. We had a disappointing season last year. Kind of ran into some issues. A lot of you guys were saying, how did you expect to, turn it around with only, 15 games left, just signing Jágr? That wasn't the plan, just to sign Jágr. The plan was to unload some of the contracts we had deeper in the organization, be able to bring on a few free agents like a Semin or something like that to come in on like the... we didn't have the best second line, but maybe like the third line and the power play, and then bring on another defenseman, either from trade or from free agency, because there was like two or three 80... I think there's an 84 overall defenseman in free agency. I forget who it was, though, at this point. Anyway, it was mostly just to kind of fill out the bottom of the lineup because we had, I think we had like a 70 or about. I know we had John Scott up until the end of the year, and then we had Brown, who was playing at 77 or 79 overall. Either way, it was a big cluster of being very top heavy and not even that good top heavy, you know what I mean? Two best players on our team were on defense, Carey Price and Weber. So we have to be able to put the puck in the net. There were a couple little goofs throughout the season, so it just kind of was a big thing that didn't really work out. We kind of hit our stride a little too late. So what are we going to do? First things first, we're going to go in and trade. Biggest thing you guys have been calling for, even you Montreal fans, which I was really surprised. Like, if there's a guy who's been around for a long time, like Pkanecks, man, you guys just want him to leave for some reason, which is fine. That's totally cool. I get that. There's some people on Detroit that, even though I love them, I feel like it's time for them to either move on or take smaller roles. I'm talking about Eriksson and Smith, which under Blashill, Smith didn't get that much, considering under Babcock he played on the wing for a game, and I went to that game. Actually, I was at that game. All right, so what do we want to do? We want to trade Pkanecks, and somebody said it was Pkanecks because I did say that yesterday. It's like there's an X on the end, so I'm just gonna say Pkanecks because I actually like saying that better. Not Desharnais. You guys wanted these two contracts out of here. I agree. The only thing with Desharnais, let me bring him back up here. Of course, it's going to jump down. We got to put somebody over here. Okay, this isn't who I'm trading for, but I'm just going to put, Corey Perry. That's straight up. We're doing this. No, we're not doing that. Just kidding. You guys read into stuff really heavily. I'm not actually trading for Corey Perry. Don't worry. See, like Desharnais, I would keep him because he's good at faceoffs. He's pretty fast. Doesn't have the greatest physical category. But he can help out the third or fourth line. The problem is he's making $3.5 million. He should be making like $1.2 million to $1.7 million, depending on kind of his role, which he's pretty important. He's been with the club for a bit, so I'm not really that concerned about it. The problem is he's an 82 overall with not the best. Like if he had a stat that was way intense, like you see an 82 overall who's like a sniper and his shots, his shot power is 88 and his accuracy is like 90 or some ridiculous thing like that, then you're like, okay, that's a specialized player. Desharnais is he's decently well-rounded in the kind of offensive category, but it's just like, he's a good player that can play in the NHL. Not for this much money, though. You know what I mean? No disrespect to him because, he's got a really good skating category. He's got good puck skills. Look at his offensive awareness, 87. Discipline's really good. He's a good leader on the team, and I'm sure to you guys in Montreal, well, I don't know, all you Montreal fans are calling for his head. Ship him away. He was on that three-man PK, and our PK was one of the best in the league. Not saying we always were on the three-man, obviously, but... so you guys wanted to get rid of his contract. I totally understand that. He's got 1 year left. We can ship him off for something else. We're not trading for Corey Perry. Don't worry. That would be cool, but that's not realistic, really. Who was I looking at? I was looking at, I feel like it was back this way. Who was it? Oh my God, I completely forgot. Oh yeah. Buffalo. Okay. Now this trade here, let me see. Let me back out of this real quick. Okay, they don't want either of these guys. That's the problem we're going to run to. Now I know you guys were saying trade for Fowler, trade for Lindholm, trade for and it's kind of realistic because the Ducks might actually expose Fowler for some reason. All the articles are saying they're going to expose him during the expansion draft, which is super strange to me considering he was a big deal like 2 years ago. And, I would think a team like that who's kind of holding on to old times, but at the same time still kind of trying to inject youth of some sort, you would want maybe a guy like Fowler to kind of headman that defense in a way. I know Lindholm's, coming up, and people are saying he's in the top. I was reading a thing, and they said he was the 5th best defenseman in the NHL. There were 2 major NHL. It was through ESPN, but it was crazy. I mean, he's good, but there's some people I'd probably put ahead of him before that. I'm pretty sure they left Weber out of the top 5 too, which is pretty weird. I just feel like they were going more towards puck-moving defensemen, which the NHL is going towards. Don't get me wrong. I think it's good for the game, but you can't say you wouldn't want somebody like Weber on your team if you could just add him for no additional cost, and even some cost. Look at Montreal. Sent away PK, which you Montreal fans said you were not a big fan of that move. All right. So what's the biggest thing we need? We need a solitary defender. We need somebody who's going to inject that top 4 with a little bit of puck moving ability, going to help the power play score some goals. I'm not thinking about Zach Bogosian. Zach Bogosian could actually be cool, but they traded for him. I don't think it would be 100% realistic to get Zach Bogosian. Now, who's somebody that would be more realistic? Even though it shows that they don't want to give any defense away, and I totally understand that. I feel like this would be a little more realistic. Cody Franzen. They added him in free agency, right? Or they may have traded away. I don't remember. I think it was free agency because I remember Detroit being like, everyone was like, come to Detroit, we need a right-handed defenseman, and he didn't. 1 year left on his contract. He's 86 overall. I feel like if Buffalo loses this year, they'll put him on the trade block around trade deadline time. So I could get him for a bargain then, or I could try to slightly overpay for him now. Now, they don't really want anybody on my team in this trade, and they don't want to give up Franzen. So you guys could argue it's not very realistic, and I kind of agree. Here's the problem. All the realistic trades that were suggested to me in the last video, this is a year in, right? So teams are a lot different. EA's computer AI is kind of stupid in GM mode, and they overpay the hell out of players. So almost every team is $10 million over the cap right now. So any trades in free agency so I can free up some room and sign some of the big free agents can't happen because the league won't approve it. It's just too far over the cap. I was thinking about maybe trying to do something for Russell, who got signed by Dallas in the game, not in real life. He's still a free agent, is he, in real life? He's getting close on a contract with somebody. I don't remember who it is. As of recording this video, I read it this morning, but I totally forget who it was. It wasn't like Florida. It was a team like that, though. I don't remember. Whatever. Anyway, it's a year in, so you guys got to remember, it's not current time. So Buffalo's a little bit better, but they have some shortcomings. They've got some contracts that are coming up. They're going to need to trade away some players at some point. Franzen's got a year left. He's probably going to want $4 million who knows? He might want around that area. They might not have room to pay him. I'm just saying this just to justify it. So you guys, I know a lot of you guys are worried about realistic and everything like that. I mean, it's the last GM mode before NHL 17. I'm not going to worry 100% about realism. But this is I feel like this is pretty realistic. Not straight up. They're not going to give that away. If I try right now, they won't give it away. Yeah, totally. No way. There's no way. Let's see. So let me try to do this. We're going to add in a draft pick because I think we have 2 third round. Yeah, we have 2 third rounders. So we'll keep ours and we'll give away Winnipeg's just because it's worth a little bit more. Let's try that. That's not a huge price to pay. Remember, we're going to try to find a center, but we're getting rid of 2 centers, so that's a big deal. We're going to try to maybe pick up Helmer. We have Shaw, so he can maybe play the third line center if we need him to. And the second line center, we're looking at either Helmer or maybe finding somebody a little bit better through a trade. Wouldn't mind Helm on the second line. It's a little low overall at 84, but it's... if we're able to inject an 88 into the lineup and possibly Ladd as well, I think we can kind of hold back a little bit with a good defensive center in Helm, a speedy, high. I think he's got 86 defensive awareness. Could be wrong. I'll check. That could work. He can play top 6 minutes, no problem. And we can go pretty heavy on the first line. And it can just kind of fill out the lineup a little bit like that. With Shaw on the third line, that's looking pretty good. We can sign maybe some depth guys, maybe have some kids come in, and we get a top 4 defenseman. So our defense gets better because right now, our top 6 defense include an 80 overall and a 79 overall. So we get an 86, we push that 79 out. We could get one more defenseman of the top 6 variety or maybe 7th D variety just to fill it out. 82 overall, maybe just push that 80 out. Somebody a little bit lower. So I'm trying to justify it. Let's see if this will go through. I don't want to hold any salary. They're probably going to be worried about Pkanecks or, well, maybe not Pkanecks because he's 86, but definitely Desharnais' contract. I think. Let's see. Oh, they want to trade Leguan too. So if we wanted to get a center back for, what's his actual? I don't think that this would be a good idea. But if he's got no trade value, that might actually be kind of cool. It's a little lower at 82. Yeah, he's making a little too. Oh, 2 years. Yeah, no way. Sorry, dude. If it was like 1 year for like 1.2 and we could like maybe work something out for a 4th line center, I'd maybe do it, but I don't know. Let's see if this goes through. Rejected. You already asked us today. Oh, just now. No. I added a 3rd round. We'll change your mind. Oh, did I already try to submit this with you guys? Sorry. Okay. I guess I had the 3rd rounder on there before. Let's see if I can put on a 4th rounder maybe. I don't know if I want to give away a 4th as well. I think this would go through. It's a little high up, so maybe we could get a pick back. I don't know. You know, because it's like one of those things, if we put like a 4th round in, but our 4th round, sometimes that just works. It's like this weird glitch. We're just trading 4th round picks. Let's try it, and then if that doesn't work, we'll just take the 4th out. Rejected. Okay, they just don't want Desharnais' contract, I guess. I knew that was going to happen, but okay. This should work. Oh my gosh, really? I don't want to add too much more in, but you guys really want to get rid of these contracts, so I'm not opposed to kind of overpaying it. Do you want to get rid of both of our 3rd rounds, though? I don't think we want to do that. So maybe a 5th, and then if that doesn't work, we do the 2/3, because we got to overpay because they don't necessarily want to give them up. They may have to at the trade deadline, come trade deadline time, but they don't really want to right now. But we got to get rid of these contracts. Bad. Yeah, so let's just see. Add the other 3rd in. We're just overpaying. If this doesn't work, we might have to find something else, though, because I'm already kind of getting the, we're kind of overpaying, and it's not super realistic. But if Montreal really wanted to get rid of these contracts, I guess we could buy out Desharnais and then just, like, kind of go that way and re-sign him for way cheaper, which I would be okay with, putting him on the 4th line for 4th line money. Let's see if this works. If not, we'll try to just ship Pkanecks. Okay. Yeah, it didn't work. They just don't want Desharnais, so that's tough. maybe we could just do this. Maybe this will actually work, which is strange. If this works, I'm okay with doing this. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Done deal. Okay. So they just really didn't want that contract. So we still have Desharnais' contract. It's less of a blow than the $6 million that Pkanecks was taking up, but we still should kind of look for a home for him. We do have a new top 4 defense. So Markov can stay on the first line, but we can maybe shift him around because Markov should stay because Franzen is a right-handed defenseman as well as Weber, so that might get weird. But on the power play, they could maybe do something, or split them up and then have 2 really good shots on different things. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Okay, I didn't really have a plan for this going on because I thought we could ship them at the same time in a bundle deal. So you know what? I'll try to figure something out for Desharnais. I guess I'll be right back. Okay, so what you guys were kind of suggesting, I was looking through the comments as I was looking for trades, was you guys were just saying if you can't figure something out for Desharnais, just try to get a 4th for him. I was looking here. The Islanders want him, which is a little weird. I guess they don't have center depth. And I just kind of put all these up because I wanted to trade all of them. So I guess it's realistic. They're under the cap, which I was running into for a ton of teams. That's why I just went back to your comments just to get some ideas because I could not think of anything. Everybody's over the cap right now. There's just a few teams that aren't. So I'm going to try this. They'll probably be like, no, I'll just take the 7th off and we'll see if we can get a 4th and 5th. I was doing a 3rd, but it's a little too much. Desharnais, I think, with that contract is probably worth a 4th. In the real world, in the video game world, where the late picks don't really matter to EA, I guess, because they're not valued at all. We're just trying to grab as many as we can. So let's see what happens here. Whoa, everybody's really happy. So probably could have gotten more. Maybe they didn't want to give away the 3rd. That's the problem. All right, so let's just kind of look at our team right now through the proposed trade here. I don't know why I backed out of it. Okay, so if we go to forwards, we'll look at our overalls here and just kind of see our top 6, things like that. So the top 6 doesn't look too bad. Remember, we're gonna grab maybe an 88 and maybe Helm. So that'll pop in here. So, Gallagher could maybe play his second line role for a little bit, which I do have to make him a power forward, not a 2-way forward, you guys were saying. So I'm totally cool with that. That's fine. He is playing second line time with Radulov. And, Shaw could play third line because he's only 83 right now. Then we kind of, drop off into these 81s and everything like that. I think Dano we can put on, in the center in the fourth line. But Hudon, we could maybe put him instead on the. He can go in the AHL. He's a depth forward. We'll figure that out later. So we kind of see that putting an 88 into the lineup, or basically Ladd or Okposo into the lineup would really help. Because we need that right wing on the second line, so that'll help a lot. So let's look at defense right now. This is going to look a lot better than it did before. Weber, Markov, Franzen right there. There's and Franzen will go back up to an 86. They're just upset and anxious right now. And so that looks pretty good. Let's see, 2-way defense. Okay, we can maybe. I think that'll be okay. Maybe we can change Franzen over to, oh god, it's doing that crazy thing where it just keeps backing out of the screens from it being frozen for a second. So Franzen is a offensive defenseman. He's got a decent shot. It's mostly powerful. It's not super accurate. He's pretty fast puck moving. I think we could keep him as offensive. I'm just worried about maybe somebody not growing as much because it's, I don't know, there's not chemistry or something, but I mean, whatever, it's fine. We'll figure it out. And, then it kind of falls down to the 79 here. And, I guess Emelin is an 81, not an 80. So we still have Emelin here. We could pick somebody up and, you guys wanted to ship Emelin out. His salary is a lot worse than I remember it being. So yeah, we could totally ship him out. I'm okay with that. A lot of you guys are saying he's really good, and I agree. Like, he used to be really good, he's definitely not a bad player, but he's definitely regressed. His physical category is still awesome and everything like that. But if you're going to take penalties and, you're not going to stop the puck that much as a defensive defenseman, you're more of an enforcer or a tough guy kind of defenseman. And I'm not 100% looking for that, especially with, I guess our penalty kill was tested that last year and it succeeded because those kind of penalties. And Weber takes penalties too. I'm not saying like up here these guys don't, but Emelin having really low discipline and things like that, coupled with him not having the best defensive awareness, is definitely not a good scene. So we can definitely get rid of him. That's no problem at all. But I think maybe we should go and try to sign some people. So finally, we get to these free agent signings. This is kind of an exciting episode. So we got to pick between one of these guys. I'm leaning more towards Okposo. He wants less. He's a right winger, which we need. You guys were also saying sign Eves as a right winger, which I'm not so against. I really like Eves a lot as a player. And, he wants a little much, though. I thought he wanted a little less than that, so that might be a problem. And then, we could find something else in the potential ranges. But I think right now we offer Okposo a contract right away, which we're going to have to offer him a little more than this, probably $6 million. And I'm okay with that. Like, I think that's okay. He wants 8 years, which we can't give him. So that's okay. Can we do 5? Oh, he wants a lot for 5. This is kind of what sucks is that, well, you guys were saying try him for a 1-year contract for whatever he wants, because now that we shipped off all those, he wants like $7 million though. We shipped off all those contracts. We can afford it for 1 year. What does he want for 2? 6.3. I would sign him for 2 years for like 6.3 at 88 overall. Because then that'd take him to 30, and then, if it doesn't work out, he's gone. The problem is we'll probably have to sign him for like this much, maybe more. Like $7 million for 2 years. He is 88 overall, but that's tough. But I don't want to sign him for almost $7 million for 7 years. You know what I mean? I'd rather just be like, okay, mistakes were made. We're paying him $7 million. You know what? We'll try it. We'll do $7 million for 2 years. We'll see what's going on. 2 years is going to be as painless as I think it gets, and we can kind of fill it out. If not, next year at the trade deadline, he's gone. You know what I mean? So let's just try that. We might lose him though. That's the thing we run into at this point. We might lose him because of the time offered. So we're just gonna try it. We're just gonna try it. So that takes up a lot of our space. Helmer wants about $3 million. He can play center though, so that's pretty good. Brodziak can also play center because he is a center, and he's got good defensive awareness. Right-handed, so that's a little bit better. But is he a second line center? You know what I mean? He's not, but could he be? Maybe, but I think Helmer would be a little bit better in that realm, just because his faceoffs are better. He's quicker. I just think maybe that would be a little better. His defensive awareness is just one worse, but he's basically an 85. I feel like he's a little bit younger. So I'm gonna try to sign him real quick here and see if we can get him for 3.45. He wants 3 years, 3.45 for that. You know what? Let's just try to do 2 years, and then we'll do 3.6 and see if that works. Just so like a lot of the major contracts end in 2 years, and we can just be done with these guys. Let's just look at potential guys here. Restricted. This guy's really good, and he's unrestricted. So let's get him in the system. I remember this guy. He only wants 1 year. Can we just sign him for like 3 years, like a normal entry-level contract? And I'll just give him like almost max amount. Because I want that guy. He gets really good. And I've never really seen it to completion, so I want to make sure that happens. Okay, I say we just go ahead and go with what we've got here. And then if anything comes up, we can trade Emmeline away and sign some depth after that if things don't work out. Yeah, I think that'd be the best option here. Sorry, this is kind of like just a talky episode. You know, not a huge amounts happening other than the trades and the signings, but it's definitely something we got to do. And I had a lot of comments in the last video. Okay, cool. We got Sorella. He gets really good. He's a two-way forward, and who knows? Maybe he's the center of the future for the second line, kind of like a who knows? Okay, we got Helmer. Okay, well, this is a problem now. I hope that we have, and we got Okposo. Guys, we got everybody we want it. Let's go ahead and fill out the lineup. Let's just look at this real quick. I think that a couple guys want to talk to me real quick, so I'll do that as well. We'll just make sure that these guys feel good. Sarella, awesome. Had my eye on you for a while. You're looking good, my friend. Big trade. Welcome aboard. People might call it unrealistic. Oh, this guy's not happy with Desharnais leaving. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Markov. Totally sorry. That's a big, you know, that's a big change. It's a big change. So, all right, we're just gonna look at this real quick, kind of see what we have, what can we improve on. It's saying we don't have a lot of centers. It's because a lot of the guys that can win faceoffs are on our wing, Shaw and Helmer. So, all right, forwards here. Now we can kind of look at it in a different point of view now that we've got Helm in the mix. So, and Okposo, how could I forget? So first line looks pretty good like that. I think that's fine. That's a real good first line. Second line looks real good. Put Helm in the center though. He's down at 83 now for some reason, which is weird. But that's okay, I guess. We'll just put him at the center there. You know, and who knows if it becomes a problem, which I don't think it will, just because it's a little lower overall in the center, but trying to trade for somebody who's over 85 overall and getting a realistic trade-off is a little bit unrealistic. So I'm not a huge proponent for that or against it or, you know, whatever. So we're looking good. So after that, you know, it kind of falls off, but we've got a lot of potential guys who may jump in the preseason. So I'm pretty happy about that. And remember, we got like Torrey Mitchell who can play center or just in the AHL, which I'm fine with him just in the AHL. The biggest thing right now, I think, is Emmeline's contract, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that's fine. I'm okay with that. 2 defensive defensemen down there, though. I don't know about that. That's pretty. I was gonna say pretty stupid, but I mean, they're not going to play a ton of minutes, but, you know, I think going and either trading Emmeline away or, you know, I mean, I guess we could, like, can we buy him out? I think we might be able to buy him out. I don't know. Either way, that could be fine. I think I'm just going to look at a couple more depth positions. Maybe we can get a couple guys in here that'll help out a little bit. Actually, let me look at overall first, because if we can get a defenseman, Demers here, he wants $5 million. Sorry, dude. Nope. Does he really want $5 million if I went to offer him a contract? He wants $5 million. Get out of here at 83 overall. I mean, I guess if it's not a very deep, you know, free agency for that, but, you know, if we could, like I would say like Bieksa, but he wants a little bit too much at that age. If somebody wanted like $1 million at like 82 overall, let's just go to defenseman. I just want to maybe do one more signing before we cut the video off here. Yeah, just these guys want a little bit too much. Yannick Weber maybe, because he doesn't want that much. And he's offensive, so we could throw him on with Petrie, and it'd be like a little offensive defenseman and defensive defenseman line. And he doesn't want that much. So I feel like that would actually be an upgrade. He's not the best shooter, but, he could maybe be on the power play and just help out a little bit. Who knows what we could do. You know what? I feel like that might actually be a good idea. I don't have enough cap space right now. So, yeah, we're going to have to trade away Emelin for, like, a 5th round pick or something. Like, no one's going to want him. That's the problem. Like, I know you guys want me to get rid of him. That's totally fine, and I totally agree. We can't have that contract at that overall, even though he's like a lifelong. Or is he? Has he been on the Canadiens his whole career? I don't remember a time when he wasn't. This could be dumb. Going back to like 2010, I was not paying attention to the Canadiens. He was drafted in 2004. So there were 2 lockouts in that time. I was just not paying attention to Emelin, guys, in that time. So, yeah, Anaheim does want him, but, they'll be over the cap, and they'll yell at me. So, can Vancouver take him? You know what? Let me find somebody. If it works out, it works out. If not, it doesn't. Okay, do you think this would go through, guys? Do you think this is realistic? I feel like it might be because they want him and they want to give up the 4th. Maybe we can get more out of it. Maybe they really want him. You know what I mean? A 4th and a 5th. We're just stockpiling late round draft picks. I just don't want them to be like, no, never. I don't think this will go through. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Without that. Yeah, so maybe just the 4th. There we go. All right, done deal. Okay, we got rid of Emelin. You guys, are you happy? That's what you wanted. I got rid of all the bad contracts. So that was an insane amount right there. That was an insane amount of contracts. Everyone's like, what is happening in Montreal? Oh, my God. All right, so let's see here. We're going to pick up, what's his name? God, I have the shortest memory of all people. It'd be defenseman. So yeah, we just got to pick a guy out. Yannick Weber, wasn't it? Yeah, it was him. So yeah, Yannick Weber will help out, and if it doesn't work out, we can throw him down to the AHL. And by doesn't work out, I mean one of our young guys pops up and wants to do that. 2 years, I'm okay with doing that, especially if he doesn't drop off too. He's 27. He's not going to drop off too heavily, and we'll do 21. That's okay. That might be a little much, but it's definitely better than Emelin's contract for what we're getting out of him. All right. I think let's just see if he signs, and then we'll call it an episode. And next episode, I'll just show you who depth-wise we signed, because I just want to get maybe some guys who are just going to be in the AHL, just that we can have their rights. You know what I mean? Yannick Weber's on the team. All right. Well, hey. Let me know down in the comments how mad you are at me for doing certain things. I can't please everybody. You guys know that. You're pretty cool about it usually. All these moves, just remember, all these moves, I always pull from the comments. So you guys build this team, and it's awesome because I don't have to do any work. I just press the buttons. But you guys, this is your team, and I think we did a good job. I think that this is a better team than last year. Definitely better. The one thing I think we're lacking is that second line center who can just lock it down, the 85-plus second line center. With Galchenyuk being better, I'm not really worried about it because we're going to be a little bit top-heavy, but we've definitely filled out the rest of the team, and some people are going to jump. Some of the guys are going to jump and be a little bit better once preseason comes around. We got Carey Price. We got both Webers. Oh, I just remembered that. We've got both Webers on the team now. And, our wings are good. I think the one thing that we could add is maybe just that center, that second line center, and if we moved Helmer down and moved somebody else out, I think we'd have a real stacked team. So next episode, preseason, start of the season, and I'll show you the guys that we went ahead and signed after this just to fill out the AHL. I don't think we're going to sign any more NHL players. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you dug it. Every little bit helps. Comment down below. You know, every little thing that happens on this video, likes, dislikes, comments, that shares it with the world. They get featured in suggested videos on other awesome YouTubers. I've been suggested in really good YouTubers videos that I've seen. They're not even the recommended to me videos. They're just suggested videos. I've been suggested in a lot of awesome YouTubers videos, especially this summer, just because of the surge that my channel's had. That is unreal. It's like a dream come true. It's so cool. So thank you guys for everything that you do for me. Thank you for telling me what to do in this episode, because I'd be lost without you. And we'll see you next time out on the ice.